All right, good evening, whatever time of the day it is for you. Happy that part of the day. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. These are your questions, and my best attempt at answering these. I feel like I suck actually on camera, which is why I mostly do voiceover stuff, but let's give this a rip. Do I have the same hustle that I had 9 years ago? I had the same kind of hustle. I wasn't smart enough to really harness the hustle the way that I'm able to utilize it now. I didn't fully grasp how effective I could be with my time back then. It was probably more brute strength, so to speak, versus having a bit of refinement in addition to time management. I am now fully of the mindset that you can learn anything from anyone at any time, even if it's somebody that's ragging on me on TikTok. It at least gives me a moment of reflection to be like, I wonder why this person is saying it. And I don't get too deep into it. I know some people are just messing with me for the sake of messing with me, but I try to just learn a little bit every day. I think humility really helps in this regard because I will hustle knowing that I'm never the smartest person in the room and I should never take anything for granted. And therefore, if I'm willing to learn and observe and be curious versus either concerned or judgmental, that's what's helped a ton. Do I have to wear a suit and tie to work? No, I just like to. It's kind of a dying breed, so I like the fact that it's unique. It's also brainless for me. I really don't have to choose next suit in the rack, shirt, tie. I feel weird without a tie on. I don't know why, but I just do. So I just roll with it. And I don't mind being, I don't know, there's some things that feels a little empowering about it. I don't know. How do I stay so motivated? I could talk forever about this. I'm not gonna sleep on the street tonight. I don't have to pick up cans out of the garbage for money tomorrow. Everything could go into a hell in a handbasket in the blink of an eye. I think part of it is because I studied history a little bit when I was in school. I think part of it is just because I've always been insecure to a certain extent where I just had to kind of lean on being kind, and then that's a motivating factor because I just want to go out of my way for other people. And I try to keep big picture perspective in mind as consistently as possible, almost to a jarring degree. Like my head can go to the craziest places across the globe in the blink of an eye and think about all of the awful shit that is happening in God knows where right now. You know, you keep that kind of big picture perspective in mind. I have a hard time doing anything but just wanting to go and do really cool stuff to the best of my ability. How long is my commute to work? About 35 minutes on a good day. Could be 2 hours. I've had absolute just shitstorm episodes with the MTA, crazy episodes where things have taken forever. But 35 minutes if the subway is being a friend. Do I have any advice for someone thinking of moving to New York and trying to get work there in companies similar to mine? Chase it. Chase it, chase it, chase it. Go do it. If you want to go do something, go give it a whirl. I love it here. Like, New York City is gold all day, every day because of how stark the contrast is that you can see on the street, that you can see on the subway. There's just something so special about this place that I will hopefully never get sick of. If you have interest in doing it, then I would say do it. I like the expression, if you think you can do something, you can do it. If you think you can't do something, you can probably still do it. You're just gonna make it harder for yourself. Tattoo tour, that's gonna be really hard right here, but how about just one in particular for now? So this is the cornice of my house. Cornice is that little top chunk that sits at the top of old brownstones for the most part. And it's super cool because it's like the fact that they took the time to say, oh yeah, let's put this ornate piece of wood at the top of these houses back in the day boggles my mind. But there's a lot of stuff like that that I'm easily entertained and amused by. But I've got like 40 or so, I think. I haven't gotten one in about 3 or 4 years. That's a whole nother time. It'd be weird to sit down here without my shirt on. What kind of work am I doing when I first wake up at 4? Emails and calendar type tasks or deeper work? All the above. Sometimes it's reviewing presentations, sometimes it's going through my calendar, sometimes it is knocking out an expense report. It doesn't matter, it depends on the day, it depends on the week, it depends on what I need to accomplish in the short term. Mostly, whatever I can do to set myself up for success that day and that week is usually what I will be focusing on because that makes kind of the year-end goals that much easier to achieve. But it's all over the map. Based on what I do, a vast majority of my day in and day out is people management and leadership stuff, which goes into the buckets of HR things, finance things, process things, telling our story, big picture communication stuff. So anything I can do to knock out the easy things so that people are not waiting on me for anything. And then how do I spend the rest of that time thinking big thoughts? I mean, I'm really simplifying it. I could probably talk for like 2 hours about all the details that I get into every morning, but it's all the above. It's my time. I'm selfish with that time based off of what I want to get ahead of or what I want to help other people get ahead of. But I certainly keep the larger objectives of the company in mind when I'm spending that time on my computer.